guys, it's Riley, and this week's theme on Seven Figure Skaters is skating tips. So I'm going to be telling you guys some tips that have helped me improve my skating and hopefully can help improve your skating. So my first tip is to skate with speed, because when you skate with speed going into a jump, you're going to have more flow into it, and it's also probably going to be a bigger and better jump. Same with spins, you're going to have more flow out of it, and it might last longer and have more speed. And the next one is confidence. This is something that's very hard for me to do, but when you have confidence during a test or a competition, it's going to show judges that you know what you're doing, and that might make them feel more likely to place you first or to pass you. My next tip is to extend and to hold your landings. This is just going to also show the judges and people around you that you're a stronger skater. So now I'm going to move on to tips for the layback spin, and the first one is to get centered before you lay back. This is just going to make sure that you are centered throughout the whole spin, because if you go lean back as soon as you enter the spin, you're going to get off balance and you're probably going to fall out of the spin. Another tip is not to clench up. You need to make sure that you're relaxed during the spin. Another tip is to make sure that your hip is open and that your toe isn't pointed down. Try to imagine that you're placing a glass of water on your foot, and if it's pointed down, it won't balance, so it needs to be almost level. So now I'm going to move on to tips for the camel spin. So the first one is to imagine that you're clearing a table. So when you bring your arms across and open up when you first enter the camel spin, imagine that you're clearing the table and then you're opening up. So another tip for the camel spin is to make sure that your toe isn't pointed down, and you can also imagine again that you're trying to balance a glass of water on your foot. If it's pointed down, it won't balance, so it needs to be straight or even pointed up. And another tip is to extend as much as you can. So you need to point your foot and extend through your arms and your knee. Make sure your knee is not bent, and arch your back. My last and final tip is to have speed during your camel spin. This is going to make sure you get rotation, and although it might be scary at first, just make sure you practice having more and more speed through it, and that's going to help a lot. If I forgot to mention any tips that you wanted me to talk about, you can leave questions down below and I'll be sure to answer them. Thanks for watching.